Cooking with beetroot is like inviting a guest to your kitchen who comes with a lot of personality, a flair for drama, and a tendency to leave a colorful trail wherever it goes. On first glance, beets look earthy and unassuming, almost like a muddy potato that decided to try lipstick. But the moment you start cooking with them, they transform into something unexpectedly gourmet, making even simple meals feel like a culinary triumph. There's something magical about a vegetable that refuses to be boring, that carries its rich, red hue into every dish, leaving stains on your cutting board, your counter, and occasionally your favorite t-shirt, all while delivering a flavor that makes you forget about the mess entirely. It's a commitment, yes, but one worth making. Roasting is perhaps beetroot's most glamorous trick. Tossed in olive oil, sprinkled with a little salt and pepper, and slid into the oven, the beets caramelize to a sweetness that seems almost unfair for a vegetable. The edges crisp, the center softens, and suddenly your once earthy root tastes like it belongs in a five-star restaurant instead of your modest kitchen. The aroma itself is enough to make anyone walk over and ask, "What's cooking?" And the answer, beets, sounds surprisingly sophisticated. The funny part, of course, is that no matter how beautifully you roast them, they will stain everything they touch. Your spatula, your baking tray, and inevitably a bit on your hand are all bathed in a glorious beet red. But who cares when each bite is a burst of earthy, sweet perfection? That's the joy of cooking with beetroot, a little mess for a lot of taste. Juicing beetroot brings a whole other kind of excitement. The juice itself is a deep, intense red that almost demands to be treated like a potion. Sip it slowly, and you're rewarded with a sweet, slightly earthy flavor that's surprisingly smooth, especially when paired with apple, carrot, or ginger. The humor lies in the dramatic aftermath: red-stained lips, red-stained fingers, maybe even a slightly alarming bathroom visit later, all of which are harmless reminders that your body is getting a nutrient-packed treat. Ironically, the messiest preparation often feels the most sophisticated. Nothing says "I'm serious about my health" quite like sipping liquid rubies while trying not to dribble on your shirt. Raw beetroot in salads is another story. Shredded, thinly sliced, or cubed, beets add a pop of color that makes any plate look like a work of art. Mixed with greens, citrus, nuts, or cheese, they bring a crunch, a subtle sweetness, and an earthy grounding flavor that turns even the simplest salad into a gourmet experience. The fun here is in the presentation. Those bright red ribbons curl like edible confetti, making every forkful a feast for both the eyes and the palate. And again, there's the inevitable staining, but by now, anyone cooking with beets accepts that part of the deal. It's a little chaos for a lot of beauty and flavor, which seems like a fair trade. Beets also love to surprise you in baked goods. From beetroot brownies to beet muffins, the root quietly enhances moisture, adds natural sweetness, and imparts a warm red hue that looks almost magical. No one expects vegetables to show up in dessert and perform like professional flavor enhancers, yet beets do it with effortless charm. The humor in beet baking is in the reactions. Friends look suspiciously at your ruby red chocolate, then take a bite, and suddenly there's a chorus of, "Wow, this is amazing." The stains on hands, cutting boards, and mixing bowls are a small price to pay for the joy of shocking taste buds while sneaking in some serious nutrition. Even pickling beets turns them into something extraordinary. Vinegar, sugar, spices, all mingle with the earthy beet to create tangy, sweet, and punchy pickles that brighten sandwiches, salads, or snack plates. They add character to meals in a way few vegetables can, and their bright red hue ensures they're impossible to ignore. As with all things beet, pickling comes with a splash of humor. Juice dribbles on counters, fingers turn crimson, and yet you find yourself laughing at the simple absurdity of a vegetable that refuses to be boring while elevating your culinary skills. Ultimately, cooking with beetroot is a lesson in embracing color, flavor, and a little chaos. It's a vegetable that demands respect, rewards creativity, and reminds you that food can be both nutritious and entertaining. Whether you roast, juice, shred, bake, or pickle, beets turn every cooking session into a small adventure, a journey where your clothes might be compromised, your hands look like a crime scene, and yet your taste buds dance with delight. It's a rare vegetable that can transform the mundane into gourmet, all while keeping you laughing at its messy, red-loving antics. Cooking with beetroot is more than preparing food. It's a celebration of flavor, fun, and the unapologetic joy of eating something vibrant, nutritious, and unforgettable.